For more income tanks invest, we'll talk about investing, finance, and professional development. For today's items only, the investment I'm going to talk today will be Ethereum ETH. So it's my second posting as of today. Respect to recording time of 1:57 p.m. on the Eastern time. Ethereum contracting $3,567, up about 1.28% so far. With respect to the overall equity market and the crypto market, it seems like it's reviving a bit. There are definitely a lot of sector rotations that is happening among the tech stocks, but also with respect to the high growth stocks, and very prominently taking a look at some of the crypto related stocks like Coinbase. You could see that's up about 4.51% right now. And with respect to some of the news that's been, driving the current momentum that we're seeing with respect to Bitcoin and Ethereum, more directly towards Ethereum, I've been keeping tabs in the last, I would say, 4 hours so far. As you know, today is Columbus Day, so it is a U.S. holiday. So the media front is definitely less, active than a typical Monday. But there are some still news, right, that came out with respect to Decrypt and Bazinga, but more of the mainstream type of media company like CNBC, Fox News, I think they are probably taking some time off today, especially on the publication side, but obviously on the news front it's still on, right? But with respect to Decrypt, about 58 minutes ago, talk about FTX NFT aims to take on open seas. First with Solana NFTs, and Ethereum only is weeks away. So with that, affectation subsequently drives some, verbiage and awareness among investors that are obviously commercializing NFT. And with that affectation, that should subsequently drive some minimal buying pressure. But NFT is just one of those news that's been recurring that we've been hearing so far. It's definitely something that is we are going to hear more as this is going to be a pseudo part of crypto. And obviously very directly correlated with Ethereum-based value proposition, right? So quite interesting. There are 2 projects that's being launched, as what the article is saying. The next one is on Bazinga. 4 hours ago, talk about why Bitcoin-related and Ethereum-related stocks are moving today. Obviously for the fact that, because of the normalizations from the subsequent sell-offs that we've been experiencing, right, during this weekend, and also with respect to some of the factors I've been identifying recently, right, with respect to the turnaround from Alibaba, to Michael Burry's on his bearish sentiments on crypto, to, Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin talking about, or, talking negatively about, the Bitcoin maximalists, and obviously with respect to the El Salvador value proposition, right, mandatorily requiring the merchants and the consumers to be utilizing Bitcoin as a form of currency, right, and also with respect to Tesla, which, I would say is kind of comparable to, the momentum that we see on Bitcoin, but it's really out of the left field, if you may, but it's basically the news around India has no intentions, or they are reluctant to be accepting Tesla vehicles that are produced or manufactured in China because of the political tensions between the countries, and obviously because of the, the misalignment on their on how they dictate or frankly manage their countries, if you may, right? So that's pretty much on the news front on driving the current pressure right now. It's leaning more toward the upstream, but obviously per our technical analysis, we have to take a look at the momentum right now, right? So with respect to the Ethereum, right now with the $3,566, up about 1.30%. You could see that we are curving down slightly. We are at the 60 out of 70 on the scale right now. There doesn't seem to be any identifiable foreseeable catalyst that can drive up for us to get to the 3,850. We're basically in between the levels, and right now we're basically hovering on a sideways fashion, levitating. And you could see that there isn't any substance in between the levels that we have right now, and we're building a new substantive platform, but this is still in early stage of the architecture, right? So it's either we go up or we go down, and I think the likelihood actually will be go down because of the fact that we're overbought on the RSI scale and we slowly form a curvature down already. So this is not a really good sign in terms of the current setup. So with respect to Bitcoin, we are leap up and away at the moment. We're very dragged up with the 75.14 out of 70. So this is definitely alarming. The next level, ideally, right, again, per our technical analysis, would be somewhere around like the 57,882. And I think we are slowly getting there, but technically somewhere close to the 58,000. And once we get to 58,000, the next level technically would be 58,500, and ideally getting above 60K from there, right? But we know if we were at the normalized level on more like the 46 out of 70, yeah, I'll be like, oh yeah, we gotta break all-time high because of the golden cross that we just formed. But because of the fact we're 75.21, we're still going up and away. This is very dangerous right now because especially on the fact that we are doing this surge for only a couple days so far. So whatever goes up really, really fast comes down just as fast. I would say actually 2 times faster than what we've seen. You could see that happened, in the recent time frame. Well, not so recent. I would say like a couple months ago. Well, I can't believe it's 6 months already. It's April 24th when we saw that leaping up, that bullish momentum, and it's also a big mega red candle that's dropped us, right? And eventually we sold them all the way to the $25,000, $23,000 level, right? Which is a relatively sizable sell-off, more than 75% of a sell-off, right? So it's definitely beware, and these are the levels one identifies as dollar cost average levels. Dogecoin, again, we are forming a death cross slowly. You could see that we are slowly curving down right now. We are at the 50 out of 70. So ideally, we will be selling back down to the 21 and then the 20 and then 19 respectively. Cardano, we are up about 2% so far. I mean, down about 2% so far. We are slowly forming a curvature down right now. And also we are on the normalized level. So I think ideally we won't be selling off like so severely, but we will definitely go down to like the $2 mark. And the 205 to be more specific, but ideally to the 187. If we break the $2, we'll definitely go to 187. If we break that, we'll have a big gap to go down to 145. Solana, we are still selling off. We just formed a death cross recently. However, we are on the 50 out of 70. So I think, in terms of the sell-off, we're not going to go all the way to the 37 per our technicals here. But I think going into 110 would make sense. Going to like the 94 would make sense if we break the 100. 66 might be a stretch because of the level that we at right now. If we were at the 70, yeah, I think 66 would make sense. But at the moment right now, I think 110 would make more sense in the dollar cost average perspective. XRP, we are leaping or trying to leap up earlier today to the 1023, and we couldn't get to the 130. So right now we're at the 60 out of 70. So this is still bearish in terms of how we're trending right now. So ideally in the first level will be 110, and then 101 will be the dollar cost average level. And I think we'll very likely 110 is definitely gonna be in play. 101 would be logical for us to get back down to like the high 30s. And hopefully we could get all the way to the low 30s or like even in the 20s if we are so depleted. That basically means that it will translate into below $1 mark. Polkadot is curving down right now. We are at the 60 out of 70 or 56 out of 70. So I think ideally to dollar cost average would be somewhere around like the 30, and then ideally to the 26. Right, but I think right now, because of the fact that we are curving down already, that means the sell-off is imminent. It's definitely confirming, and we have that head and shoulder. So this is a negative setup that we're seeing right now. Algo, I know this is my first coverage. I've been getting this question all the time, so I want to include this here. This is still relatively a new crypto in the asset class. So based on the technicals right now, we don't have a lot of confirmatory consolidation signals, but this is definitely a bearish chart because we form a golden cross, which is the reason we translate into the surge from basically the 155 to the all-time, well, not all-time, like to the recent high of 209 or 210. And then as we got there, because of the whole macro effects, dragged down the whole market. So we're right now at the 175, and 175 is a relatively consolidated area. But because of the fact that we're forming a curvature and we're at the 52 out of 70, so it's not like, it's still lean more of an upper echelon of overbought ideally would be going down to the 167, and then ideally at the bottom 150 would be the right level dollar cost average. Okay, so with respect to the overall market, I think majority of them are in the anger and depression stage, and I know it's not the most obvious because it oscillates on a sideways fashion. You kind of have to take a high level picture of what's going on for you to understand like why I'm saying this, right? I could be wrong again, right? I'm just someone that reads charts, right? And the charts can be incorrect, right? Because these are just for your reference, right? And with respect to the price target for the respective cryptocurrencies, I have added additional one algorand per your guidance and your suggestions. So feel free to use this as your reference and let me know if you have any specific questions. These are just my risk management levels, not for everybody. I'm just more risk averse that way, and I think it's logical for me to be following this logical reference. So yeah, so really appreciate you for my second video again. Let me know if you have any specific questions. And feel free to give me a shout if you have any specific one. Happy to address them. And stay tuned for some comment. Take care. Bye.